Another common element that we can add to a website is a favicon, or an icon that goes in the tab. So we already know how to add a title in the tab, right? So we use the title element in the head section to write words that we want in the tab, but we can also do an icon here. Now, you need to find an image, so I can look around the web. I can just do a Google search for images, and I specifically put icons so they know I'm looking for an icon. That's helpful. You're going to find lots of options here. So one of the things you're going to find is images that have watermarks on them. So these are known copyrighted, right? These are places that sell these and expect money for them. So you don't want to choose those, or you can go buy them if you'd like. There's several options to buy, or you can choose to look around and find free ones. So when I looked around, I found one. I wanted it to match the thinking, so I found this one, and it's specifically free icons without any attachment to it, so you can look and see that there's no requirements here on this site to use these free icons. And I chose this one. And when I downloaded it, I have this image. And notice that the image is 225 pixels by 225 pixels, and that's far too large. Really, icons only need to be 16 by 16 pixels, and so we want something really small. And so once I downloaded this image, then I need to go to a Favicon Generator, or a tool that will convert any file to one. So then I can just simply choose that file and upload it, and I get choices. So if I wanted to just generate the 16 by 16, I'm going to get a favicon.ico. And ICO is fine for icons. That's just one file type specifically for them. But I prefer PNGs, so I chose to do generate from a web, and then I just push create favicon, and it downloads this whole zip file. All right, and when I extracted that zip file, I get this image over and over and over again, lots of different versions of it. And so what I did is I chose this one, the Favicon 16 by 16 PNG. It was a PNG I wanted it, and I want a 16 by 16. So I put that file in. So here's my index.html. I put it in my resources file. So there it is, right there, that learnicon.png. And that's what I want to use for my icon. So now I'm going to go to index.html, and I'm going to do this in the head. Again, it's not content that shows up in the web page, so I'm going to put it up here in the head section of the index. And what we're going to use here to do this is a link tag. So a link tag will link something to it, and notice the defaults here. It wants to know what the relationship is. So the relationship of this linked file to the index.html file is it's going to be an icon. So I'm going to put that as the relationship. Now the type is image. It's an image, and it's of type PNG. Now if you choose a .io file, put .io here. Not dot, but just put IO there. All right, and then the href is the link, the actual address to get to there. And I'm going to use a relative address. So remember that I'm right here in this index.html file, so I've got to go into the resources folder. And then inside that folder, I want the file learn_icon PNG. All right, so I save that, and then I come back to my web page, and let's see what we get. So learning strategies, I refresh, and there it is. It shows up in there. Okay, now another option is this education one. So here, this was another one that I found, and I liked this one. So when I went to download this one, so remember the first one was totally free without any restrictions. So this one in the Google search, it said this was a free icon, but when I went down to download it, it came up and it said, okay, you can buy it, so you can get a premium, and this is a monthly subscription to be able to use it for free with no credit, or you can do a free download, but then you need to put this acknowledgement of who wrote it, right? And so this is free, but it expects credit to be added to the website. So I did the same thing with this one. I downloaded it, I extracted it, right? It was too big. This one, in fact, was even bigger, 512 by 512. So I uploaded it to the Favicon Generator, downloaded the zip file, got all these versions, chose the 16 by 16, and there it is. This is learnicon2.png. So now in my page, I just have to say learnicon2, but now I need to give credit, right? And so this becomes part of my web page. So I'm going to add this down here at the bottom where I'm going to have a heading 5. I'm just going to use this for my footer section, and I'm going to put this down here. Now on this pretty empty page, this will look a little odd, but when we get the page filled out, it won't look quite so odd. But let me show you what this looks like. Okay, now I refresh, and there I have that different icon up there. And then I have given credit. It said all the icons on this page come from this location. All right, now this is, and you can choose to do it any way you want. Another option for favicons is to create your own. So here's a 16 by 16 pixel panel. So this is how many pixels you get, and it lets you create your own, right? So you could build a smiley face or whatever it is you wanted to build. You can build your own and then download it. So lots of different options for getting favicons, and go ahead and choose the option that you want. Now again, this is something that I want to be consistent, so I've just added it to the index page. So notice it's not here on the learning page. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy this to both the other pages. I'm going to copy this to the distractions page. I'm going to copy it to the learning HTML page. And I also need to copy the credits. So I'm going to take this whole bottom part. Actually, I'm going to just take the div because I've already got H5s on those other ones. So if I go to distractions and go down to the H5 section, I'm just going to put an enter in there, and then I can put that div there and save it. I go to learning.html, and I'm going to put it at the bottom, still inside the body. And I save that, and I come back, and now let's look, let's refresh. Here's the learning one, there it shows up on there. Here's the distraction one, it shows up on there. And if I scroll down, then you'll see that permission down here. All right, so that's how you add a favorite icon to a website, and you add it to every page in the website, and it's another common element that shows up. This helps people know they're on the same website, right? You can tell that these two come from the same website because you can see that icon up there.